What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. In today's video, I'm going to be going over this bike right here. It's a 1976 KZ400. I recently bought this. When I bought this bike, it was, I would say, about 2 years ago, and the intention was to do a YouTube build. But if you look at my past videos, I explained to you how I had problems with the video camera I was using and the video editing software. But now that I got that all straightened out, I can do a walk around on this bike. And unfortunately, the bike's pretty much done, so I won't be really showing too much of the build of this bike. I'm just going to do a walk around, really. The only thing I got left on this bike is to do the turn signals, and I still might change back to the original cluster because I'm not a big fan of the clusters that I'm running right now. But before I do the walk around, here's a quick video of the bike when I first got it, and is a huge difference compared to when I first got it. So yeah, here it is. 1976 Kawasaki KZ400. It's all complete. It's got from the second owner. I actually talked to the first owner. They were neighbors, believe it or not. So the second owner had it since he was 17. So yeah, it's been sitting in his garage since 2001. It's collecting dust and surface rust. So I gotta go over the whole thing. But yeah, get a little bit closer up. And yeah, it has surface rust here and there, but nothing that won't clean up. I think this thing will clean up really nice. A lot of stuff is getting pulled off and tossed in the trash, like this crap. And that's trash. He did give me a battery, but it's probably junk. I'm probably just going to use it just to see if it'll start with the kickstart, so the circuit's complete. Not too bad for $280. Should turn out nice. Plans are to get rid of this back piece, of course. The whole triangle, gonna open all that up, gonna get rid of all that, the air box, all electronics, hide all that. I'm thinking about doing a battery delete. Basically, you can replace the battery with a big capacitor, so then it'll be kickstart only. Gonna get rid of the rear fender, change the seat up. I'm not sure what I want to do with the tank. Obviously, I'm gonna want the indents here for your knees. Change out the handlebars, put some cafe racer type handlebars that come down real low down in this area. Chop the front fender. But yeah, it's gonna turn out pretty sweet. I think it's gonna be a fun little bike. Alright guys, this is how the bike sits now. A big difference. I eliminated the air box in this area. Chopped off all kinds of brackets and stuff like that. Cleaned up a lot of the engine and exhaust. This bike was sitting for quite a few years in a guy's garage, and he had no intentions of restoring it. I got a great deal on it. Again, it's a 1976 KZ400. The thing is stupid loud. I'll fire it up soon, but I definitely can't run it too long because my neighbors will be really upset with me. But yeah, I painted the tank blue. I think it gives it a little, it's like a pastel blue. I think it gives it a little bit of a classy look. I was going to go with a army green and do like kind of like an army theme to it, but my girlfriend said everything you got is going to be an army theme. Not really, but you know, if she wanted to support me, I guess I had to change the color. So this is the color I decided on. start with the front, what I've done, work my way back. Obviously I changed the turn signals, which I still have to do some work to. They come on but they don't blink. I think it has to do with the relay. I use epoxy black paint for the chrome on the front fender. Cleaned it up, painted it, turned out great. Used the same paint for the wheels, epoxy paint, so good chance that it won't chip. I mean, it's probably gonna still chip, but you know, it's not powder coated or anything like that. Had to do some body work to the headlight bucket. That was like a different blue, painted that blue. I changed out the clusters. Now I want to get different ones because one, the RPM is really slow on this because it's aftermarket and it's not reading in mile per hour. It's European stuff. So when the problem with the original ones, they're real big and they sit up high. I wanted to get everything low and try to have everything no higher than the gas cap. This is still a little bit higher than I would like, but it's about as low as I could possibly get it. When I put the other clusters on, I gotta figure out how to drop them as low as I possibly can, so I still get that streamlined look. I had to rebuild the brake master cylinder. That was all gunked and had to take it all apart and clean it and rebuild it. Changed all the seals on the fork, on both forks, and all the gaskets. Classic cafe racer style handlebars. I gotta change out this grip yet. I got a different grip for it. It's like this right here. These are a little softer. I still have to put mirrors on it. I think I was thinking about doing bar end mirrors, but I've been putting them on everything. I think I might just find a set of mirrors that go back into the original spot, but low-key small ones. I had to clean out the gas tank. That was all rusty. I used I would think it was a Pour 15 tank coating. Don't quote me on that. I think I might have used something else. I can't really remember. Like I said, I built this bike for a YouTube build, but it just didn't work out, so I just kept on building it. When I first got the bike, it obviously didn't run. Did a compression check right before I bought it. The compression was like brand new. I think it was like 170 on each cylinder, and it had plenty of sparks. I knew all I had to do was clean out the carbs and put some new plugs in it, and she'll fire right up. Well, she does. Like I said, I eliminated the air box, put some air pod filters on there. I still have to rejet the carb. I think it's running a little lean now since I don't have the air box on there. All electronics are underneath the seat, which is a pain in the butt to take off, so I'm not really going to show you. I'm running a zero gravity battery. That's back here. It was a lot of this was just a lot of taking stuff apart and cleaning it. Like I broke it all down and I repainted the whole frame. I used roll cage paint for the frame. This bike was just basically a low budget build. I think it turned out great. Put some different rear shocks on it with the oil reservoir on it. Rebuilt the rear brakes. They were really low, so it wasn't really hard. Painted the rear wheel, put new tires front and rear with inner tubes. I chopped the rear fender. It used to be, I think it was like all the way down here. I chopped that and I remounted it up higher, and I added this like kind of classic looking rear tail light. I think it looks snazzy. I'm thinking about trying to get rid of the Kawasaki logo on the back of the seat. Put a new chain on it. I'm thinking I might just run the bike without a chain guard because it makes it look more open and clean looking. New front and rear sprocket, same tooth as the stock one. What else did I do to this? I put different mounting brackets for the headlight bucket, which the original ones was like a sleeve that went over the fork and just made it stick out farther and up high. I didn't like that. I wanted to drop things down. I really didn't do too much. Like I said, it was a lot of just taking things apart and cleaning them and painting and putting it back together. I had to rebuild the front brake caliper, had to break that all down. And luckily the seals were all still good, so I just reused them, put it all back together. Works great. I still have to replace this peg here. It's kind of bent forward a little bit. I don't know why. This exhaust, I think this stock exhaust, but I took the baffling out, which I wish I ended up trashing the baffling, but I wish I kept it, because this, like I said, this bike is really loud, which is kind of cool, but riding it is going to be annoying. So it is what it is. Maybe I'll source out another exhaust and have the baffling on it. But yeah, alright, other than that, there's not much else I did. Oh, the seat, I did a lot of modifications to the seat. It's not on a hinge anymore. I ended up dropping the seat down by removing the hinges, and I also narrowed the seat by taking about 1.5 inches out on each side and narrowed it down. So it didn't have that wide fat look anymore. I mean, it's still kind of wide, but it slimmed it down a little bit. As you can see, the gauges are still a little high. I like them to be real low. I'll figure out something to drop down the original gauges. Just take some time sitting down and just figuring it out. Slowly getting there. But I hopefully will be riding this come this summer. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. Always wanted to build one of these, and it was a cheap build. I think I bought the bike for a total of, like, I think it was like $300, and I total with the bike and all the parts, I got maybe $700 into it. So it's real cheap, and it turned out nice. I get a lot of compliments whenever I have it parked out here and I'm wrenching on or cleaning it. So I had to get a new front headlight because I was trying to do a battery eliminating kit where I just run the bike off a big capacitor, but you can't, for some reason it wouldn't start with the kickstart with that capacitor. So I had to put the battery back in. Whenever it did start with the capacitor, the headlight would just constantly blink and eventually just blew out, so I had to get a new headlight. And yes, this is a electric start and kick start, so best of both worlds. Plus I get that kick start on the side, makes it look more vintage, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna fire this thing up and let you guys hear it. you guys can see in the last clip, the carbs need a little bit more work yet. I'm going to try, plus it's been sitting for, God, all winter long. Right now, since the battery still has a little bit of juice, and I ran a little bit, I'm going to try kick starting it and see if I can get it to idle by itself without the choke on. So I have to deal with some noise for a little bit. But yeah, let's see if she just kick starts. So that's my 1976 KZ400. It's nothing special. It's just came a long way from when I first got it. My plans were to do a YouTube build on it, but obviously it didn't work out, so the bike is almost done now. I have to do a little bit more carb work to it and figure out the turn signals. Other than that, it'll be pretty much ready to rock and roll for this summer, and spring. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, have a good one and be safe out there.